And we're back with some more maximum difficulty on the Badlands. Well, not quite maximum difficulty. It turns out if you leave the care packages on, people consider it not maximum difficulty, which, yeah, fair enough. They're probably right. Though what I'll do is I'll just, the stuff I get out of it, like the air acorns and the gold amalgam and things, I'll play around with those later after we've got past the critical early game parts. I mean, that gold amalgam will turn it into super coolant later on. You know, I mean, come on. That's super coolant. We want it. Next up, I am going to expand and include even more incubators. We want to quickly ramp up our production. I was looking up the numbers on these. I'm going to need about 3 hatches for... Wait, what are you doing in there? I should probably wrangle that one up as well. I'm going to need about 3 hatches for every dupe, and we've only got 7 dupes so far. I'm probably going to go up to 8, knowing me. So, yeah, we're going to need a lot more stone hatches, which means I want to incubate a lot of eggs and get up there really quickly. Downside, though, is if you incubate a lot of eggs very quickly, what will happen is they'll all age at the same rate, and then at some point in the future, about 100 cycles from now, they'll all start to die off of old age very quickly. So you've got to be a little bit careful about that. We'll manage that. For this, though, what we're going to do... Ah, yes, I want to get a critter. Where is it? Yes, this hatch up here. This one is 15 years of age, so it's quite young. It's perfect. We're going to wrangle that up and bring it down here, and then we are going to stuff it full of sedimentary rock. The reason being... that will increase its chances of laying stone hatch eggs, and we will have that hatch hopefully allow us to get a few extra stone hatch eggs out earlier so that we can ramp up our ranching even faster. By putting the hatch down here, they've started eating... Oh, they immediately started eating all that sedimentary rock, which has jacked up their chances of laying stone hatch eggs to 14% already. Yeah, we'll get a stone hatch egg out of them. I think that's all the sedimentary rock we had. Pretty sure. Yep, that was every single piece of sedimentary rock we had. We got it from demolishing that ration box in the very first episode. That's how we were able to get just enough sedimentary rock to up its chances. Now, this is what you'd normally do. If you hadn't gotten lucky and gotten that stone hatchling, this is how you would get your hands on a stone hatch egg. This one only has a 14% chance, but it's young. It'll lay a lot of eggs. Eventually, you would hit that stone hatch egg you need. At this point, it's just going to help us, though. Oh, 1 second. I want to submit a bioscan for that. I want to see what's in here. Hopefully, we can get ourselves one of those... a vacillator. If we can get our hands on a vacillator, that would be very nice. Blueprints, what have we got going on? Ooh, cooking. Oh, anemic. Delete. Never, ever get an anemic. Just, yep. You know what? None of those. We'll just take the Mirthleaf seeds, please. I really would have liked the cooking, though. I do need a chef to replace Janet when she becomes our mechatronics engineer. Oh, crud. That is a neural vacillator. That was exactly what I was hoping for. However, what I was not hoping for was that crap, slime lung everywhere. The morb. The moment I saw the morb, I knew I was in trouble. Morbs emit polluted oxygen full of slime lung germs. Yeah, I don't have any medical research yet, do I? Nothing medical done. I don't even have the apothecary. Yeah, we cannot deal with slime lung right now. We're not at all prepared. Let me think for a second. You may feel like I'm overreacting here a bit, but on this difficulty level, the immune systems of your dupes doesn't actually recover naturally. You have to keep jamming them full of what is it? Immuno stuff. You have to effectively use stuff out of the apothecary to keep them going. So what we are going to do is we are going to wall this sucker in right now. There we go. Full quarantine is in effect. Oh, God. I hear there's a bit of a quarantine going on around the world at the moment. Yeah, things are happening. I live in Dublin. No problems here. Well, okay, we're quarantined as well. But, you know, I'm currently having no problems myself because I have lots and lots of whiskey. I made sure to stock up. That's the one thing the government are not going to prioritize. Food, toiletries, all that stuff. They'll prioritize getting those in. But whiskey, yeah, you got to make sure you get your hands on your whiskey now before things become a problem. Anyway, we are going to just, we're going to wall that in, and we're going to ignore it. We are going to work around this like it doesn't exist. So unfortunately, my ladder system is now going to have to take a right and then go up some more, which is annoying. I would prefer if I didn't have to do this, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Slowly and surely, we'll find out what's up here, though. It looks like there's some water, which, yeah, I'm not going to complain about. That'd be nice. Also, space would be nice so we could find some shovels. Shovels are always great. And we've got a new blueprint. Please give me a cooker. I think we're going to take this one. Yes, we are going to call them Glenn. Now, normally I would not take someone who has loud sleeping. I just find it annoying because I'll have to micromanage the shifts a bit to make sure they don't interfere with other people's sleep. But on the bright side now, everyone, when they're loudly sleeping, can say, "Shut up, Glenn." Which, you know, everyone likes saying "Shut up, Glenn," especially in the good place. So that's that one done. I better make sure I've got them at bed. That's far away. I'm going to have to set their scheduling. Glenn is on their own schedule for now. We're going to grab their skills and we are immediately going to get Glenn into grilling. They're going to become our dedicated cook from now on. That is all they're going to be doing. Janet, we can skill scrub. She's got enough skills now that we can put her into mechatronics engineer, which means, yes, conveyor rails, all of the mechatronic stuff is now wide open to us. Everyone else, Chidi, what are you going to get? You know what? Should we get you into... No. We will leave their morale there. There's no point putting any stress on them. We'll get Janet's skill scrub, though, so that we can start getting some automation in place for the rest of our stuff. After Janet's reset, she's now got 5 skill points. Boom, 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 boom. And we now have a mechatronics engineer. Bingo. Perfect. Where's that mechatronics engineer hat? Nice. So Glenn takes over the cooking. Janet takes over the mechatronics engineering. Now we can get into the automation. So what I want to do down here is I want to automate the power at least. So let's get straight on to shipping. Yeah. Now I've been playing around with this and I couldn't figure out a way where I can get all 3 of those filled up by the same storage bin. So I think I'm going to have to do a little bit of rejigging, the same way I've been doing up top there. Much better. Now that Auto Super can reach the storage bin and it can also reach all of the coal generators. Problem solved. We no longer have to worry about that. I might want... I was almost going to do the same with the water sieve down here, but honestly, it takes so little time. And wow, maybe I need some more salt files down here. The amount of chlorine seems to have increased quite a bit since I last looked. Yep, you know what? Let's do that. That should hopefully take care of any more chlorine problems. Right. Oh, and I've also started getting all the Drecos. Any Drecos I find, I'm going to wrangle them up, stick them in here, and shear them. We'll only get 1 shearing out of them in a lifetime, but I don't really care. All I want is just enough of them to make... ooh, chlorine vent. Nah, never mind. Not so ooh. I just want enough of them to make exosuits. Exosuits, from then on in, we can go crazy. Ooh, blueprint. Nothing I really want here. I think I'll just reject them all. I mean, I could keep the water, but people seem to not like me using the gate for the care packages, so we'll just reject that for the time being. Oh, and I want to actually add all of this water into our cistern. So let's do a little bit of minor modifications down here and add all that water in. I'm a big fan of letting gravity do all the work for me, so I've just sealed in... Oh, Michael. Dear... 1 second before we complete this. We're going to have to get Michael out of there. They somehow managed to wall themselves in. Okay, well, when I say somehow, it was probably my fault. I told them to do something dumb. It turns out everyone wants to hang around in here. Eventually, after deconstructing and constructing the blocks a lot, I just stuck in a door with a one-way trigger. That way they can't get back in here anymore. That makes things so much handier. Dear Lord, sometimes it's so frustrating trying to get these tubes to do what you want. Okay, we'll keep digging up, though what I am liking the look of is I can see regolith and mafic rock up there. We're pretty close, I think that's space right there, considering how high we went up. Perfect. I've also queued up a few builds here so we can get our hands on some more granite. We're going to need that to feed our hatches. Did that work? Yeah, would you look at that? Poured right into our water tank. I just love when a plan comes together and gravity does its job for us. Let's just mop that all up so we don't, no one gets any wet feet or any inconveniences. We have managed to locate space, and of course the Gravitas building is right above our ladder network. Funnily enough, if our ladder network was, say, 3 tiles to the left, say right about here, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have any problems now, would we? Yeah, no, we would have went right by the side of the Gravitas building. Perfect. Just absolutely perfect. Thank you, Morv. Thank you so much. I'm going to make sure to repay you once I get my hand on some atmosuits. I've been trying to build deodorizers at an angle, but it turns out you can't really do it. I was hoping to deodorize this from the outside in and then, decontaminate it that way, but it turns out we're just going to have to go in there and eat the germs at some point. But for now, I want to do the toilets. I completely forgot to upgrade my toilets during this playthrough. This has been a rather sloppy mistake. We've got loads of polluted water just lying around the place now. So I think it's time we upgraded all of these to plumbed toilets. First things first, we'll stick in a little bit of plumbing, and then we'll start deleting some of these toilets. You know what? I'll just get rid of 2 of these right now, and we can start putting in the correct ones. This is going to be a slightly non-standard setup. The reason being, there's no polluted water. Well, there's no clay on this map. That's the main takeaway. There's no clay because there's no slime biomes. And because there's no slime biomes and there's no clay, you can't make ceramic. So to make ceramic, you need to get polluted oxygen, then take the polluted oxygen and deodorize it with a deodorizer. That will give you clay. However, to make polluted oxygen, we need polluted water. Polluted water, this easiest source we have of it is toilet water. So, what we are going to do is we are going to get the output of all of these, and we are going to dump them into these liquid reservoirs. And then I am going to manually, I know manually, that means I'm going to forget, of course, we are going to manually delete the liquid reservoirs, at which point they will drop a bunch of polluted water on the ground in bottles, and that will off-gas, and then these deodorizers will turn that polluted oxygen into clean oxygen. That's the theory? Well, that's what I'm going to try and do, assuming they finish that off. Come on. All done. So, polluted water collects in here. We take that polluted... Well, once the tank is full, but about 5 tons, I'll deconstruct it, reconstruct it. Over here, I'm collecting up all the polluted dirt. Where is it? Yeah, let's get everyone to get all the polluted dirt over there. And I've walled it in so that people have to come in and out through this area. So at least when they come back after touching the polluted dirt, they can come back through here and wash their hands. Oh, and one last thing. I'm going to have to get all the polluted water bottles. There's a lot of polluted water bottles in there. We're going to have to get all of that and dump it into the system as well. Let me have a quick think about that. While all of that is going on, let's have a quick look at our printing pod and see what's next on the agenda. Ooh, larva eggs. I would love those, but we don't have any warm place to put them just yet. Ethanol. Let's see. A triophobic. No, thank you. And a narcoleptic. Nope. Let's just reject them all. I really would like to keep the eggs, but, you know, let's make this a little bit difficult on ourselves, shall we? Once that's done, we'll dump all the polluted water that's collected in our toilets in here. That can get dumped across on a little line and dumped into our little storage tanks so that we can turn it all into turn it all into clay effectively. Done. All the water now sweeps in there. I think we've gotten rid of all of it. Yeah, that's pretty much all the polluted water on the map will get dumped in there. So any accidents, things like that will all get thrown in. Now let's just have a quick demolish of this tank. We'll demolish this tank just to show you what the general plan here is. It's not the smartest plan, but it should hopefully get us enough clay to build enough ceramics when the time comes. Once this tank is demolished, all the liquid that's inside it, which is quite a lot, well, yeah, it's 1.5 tons. That 1.5 tons of water will just sit on the ground and it starts off-gassing. Where are you? Polluted water. 61.5 grams of polluted oxygen is off-gassing. That goes up here, the deodorizers, well, turn it into oxygen, and then it spreads out around my base. I might want to find a way to decrease the pressure in here. You know what, maybe let's put some airflow tiles up here to help that air escape. We don't want to let over-pressurizing, or otherwise it'll stop off-gassing. Few things to do here. I'm going to put in some airflow tiles to help any oxygen get out of there. We want to encourage that polluted water to off-gas as much as possible. I'm going to use some deodorizers down here because I've noticed there is a little bit of polluted oxygen that sort of ended up around the place. At the same time, I also noticed this. When I went into my bottle emptier and clicked this, I ended up with way too many liquids. Yep, I had the debug file in my folder again. I was doing some testing with Oxalite, so somehow when I hit my recording software, I've now ended up with all the random I've revealed literally all of these things. And it turns out I did it in my last save, so all of this save, I'd have to get rid of all of this entire game so far, and I'm not going back 40 cycles, so I'm just stuck with it. If anyone knows any way to reverse that so I haven't discovered all the elements, that would be really nice. It just, it makes it really sloppy when I go to do anything to do with liquids or anything like that. Oh well. Next up, I think we're going to keep demolishing here and expanding our stone hatch farms. We've only got 1 egg so far, but this one, when are you due next? Oh, crud, I forgot to stop feeding this. Yeah, I should probably put some food in there, shouldn't I? There we go, chock full of sandstone. We'll just feed that sandstone for now. That won't affect its reproduction chances, and it'll keep the stone hatch eggs percentages at 14%. Right, all of that done. It's time to start thinking about getting proper oxygen production up and running. If we look at our resources here, algae-wise, we're starting to run out. So, yeah, more rusty oxidizers are going in, and what we're going to do is we are going to disable our oxygen production from the diffusers. We'll save that for more emergency scenarios. Algae is just wonderfully portable as an oxygen source, so I don't want to waste that of what I have left. Rust-wise, we have got gallons of the stuff, so we'll be fine for a long, long time to come. Yeah, nothing too useful here. We've already got 8 dupes and, well, my food is starting to run low. I should maybe invest in some more food. Oh yeah, I keep hiring more pawns, don't I? I mean dupes. I've got to stop hiring so many dupes. You know what? We will just stick in a few more mealwood. It will be fine. It has not been fine. We are starting to run out of food. To give myself some more bristleberry room, I want to extend this farm a little bit. We're going to let all of that alcohol out. Well, ethanol? Yeah, so the ethanol should... Oh, come on. That was like... There was 2 tiles of gap there. How did that splash? I really need to figure out the mechanics of this. Ah. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We'll mop it all up and we'll put... none of it got into our water supply. That's the best part. So once that's all mopped up, we'll dump it all into the storage tank, and that allows us to expand out our bristle blossom farm a little bit. Oh, shut up, Glenn. Seriously, you're going to disturb everyone else. This should give us a little bit more food to work with. It's also going to eat into more of our water supplies, but it eats into our water supplies less than making lots of mush bars. The mush bars are just way more water intensive. I'd prefer to stick with the bristle blossoms if I've got to. Plus, they give a nice little morale bonus. Over here, I'm building a giant water tank. We're going to build a water tank for that saltwater geyser. I realize I should crack that open pretty soon and let that water start collecting. We're going to need it at some point, though it's going to be... You know what? We should probably get insulated tiles. That would make more sense. We'll make insulated tiles here because... Well, yeah, that's going to be hot water. It's going to be 95C water coming out of there. Oh, and if it's 95C water, we might as well make sure that we're not letting that heat get out into the rest of our base. I'm going to speed up the priority on getting that ethanol mopped. I know it's not flammable, but the thought of having all that ethanol just lying around the place makes me a little bit nervous. Oh, we've got more blueprints to choose from. I would love to hire more people and expand. This would normally be what I'd be doing about now, but food is still too tight. We need to just reject these. We could grab a shining foot. Nope. It's not worth the effort. I'm going to continue expanding this and expanding our ranching. We've got... Oh, we're up to 2 stone hatches now, which is unfortunate. One of them laid a normal egg. God damn it, what's the odds of them doing that? About 32%. Oh yeah, we got a 66% chance of laying stone hatch eggs in each one of them. Well, that one will once it turns age 5. Slightly unlucky. Well, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We've got another one on the way. We'll be able to expand this rapidly. For 8 dupes, we're going to need 3 hatches. 3 stone hatches for every dupe to make this, well, to provide them with enough barbecue. Which means just for these 8, we're going to need to run 3 ranches. For another 8, we're going to need to run another 3 ranches. It's going to get very cramped in here very quickly. Yeah, Glenn is just out of bed. It was about time to shut up again. And poke shell. Yep, no, want the poke shell, definitely. We won't use this for now, but the poke shell is a good source of lime late game, so we'll probably end up ranching them. I'm going to take that arbor acorn, grow a bunch of trees, use it to make polluted dirt, feed it to the poke shells. What's their diet? It should be... Is it polluted dirt? Yeah, we can feed them polluted dirt and rot pile. Perfect. We can then, you know, farm a whole bunch of them for lime. I've also expanded out the farm here. We're going to put in some extra hydroponics tiles and we're going to make a lot of bristle blossoms to keep us going. Hopefully our water supply won't give up before we get enough hatches up and running. It's taking a while. It's taking a long while to get these all done. Oh, you know what? We'll sweep you and we'll put you up here. There we go. Hatchling egg installed. I like keeping all the hatches up there. I'll probably end up turning them into barbecue. They'll be my emergency food source if things start to get crazy. I'll dump all the... you know what? You can also go up there. Might as well. We'll wrangle you. You'll end up at that section. I want all of the hatches out of here, up there, somewhere nice and controlled. At the same time, everything's going reasonably... You know what? We'll take you as well. Everything's going reasonably well. It's got me concerned. The only thing that's going... Well, that got me concerned is we have very little algae. And we're entirely dependent on rusty oxidizers. I would prefer to getting onto our water supply for, say, an electrolyzer setup. For an electrolyzer setup, though, I think we'd probably be heading over this direction towards that ice biome to naturally cool it. Or maybe down towards this ice biome to naturally cool it. Though, oh, there's more muckroot down here. And I do like my muckroot. You know what? I think we'll demolish this area first, and then we'll worry about the rest later. Nothing like the taste of a bunch of new resources to add into your collection. While all of that is going on, I've also built up one of these little sweepy docks. I'm trying to figure it. I want to figure out what to do with these. Waiting delivery of refined metals, 25 kilos. I want to see if we can use these to collect all these resources from here and dump them in one spot. Okay, this is really, really, really handy. This thing runs along and get rid of that. It picks stuff up off the ground. So as you see, it's filling up its inventory with, you know, igneous rock, granite, coal, everything on this level. And once it finds it, it brings it over here and dumps it into the sweepy dock. And the sweepy dock can be accessed by an auto sweeper. So if we get that auto sweeper and we say, hey, why don't you get all the igneous rock in here, pick it up and dump it into the conveyor loader, it will handily do that for us. Not only that, if we also tell it, say, maybe get that granite also. Yeah, get that in there too. And it will also drop it into the autoloader. Wait a minute. I'm doing this all wrong. No. We need an automatic dispenser right here. We need to cut out all of this slowness. Right, this should be a much faster way of doing things. We're going to take all the igneous rock and we're going to take all the granite and boom. All of it gets dropped off into the automatic dispenser. What else is left in here? Coal, igneous rock. You know what? We'll take the coal as well. Why not? So we'll drop off all the coal too. That should be under consumable ores. Yep, there we go. Coal as well. What's left in this? Copper ore, iron, igneous rock, coal. Yeah, no, all the rest of that should go and that should hopefully empty that out. So here comes the little sweepy. It drops off a bunch of stuff. That all gets dropped over the edge. Now, where is that edge going? Well, that edge is going all the way down here and drops to right there. Now, we are feeding our hatches igneous rock, well, granite, and we're probably going to get them on igneous rock as well. Which means all of our food for all of our hatch farms will be right here in this one spot, making it nice and close by for all of our farms. That should cut down an awful lot on labour. We're going to get the sweepies to sweep an entire level, bring it to the end, dump it off. And we can do the same on each level. Otherwise, we could be manually doing it, but this allows us to automate it, and just when I come back later, this entire level will be gone. You know what? Let's maybe just sweep that all the way to the end, shall we? Boom. Okay, they won't be able to get the top bits up there, but, you know, the sweepies aren't perfect. That's going to be very useful. Yeah, what have we got in here? Lime. Ooh. Yeah, no, I'm taking the lime. I want steel. We're going to need steel later. We've got plenty of eggshells already, but why not? More lime is never going to hurt. We're going to need lots of steel as time goes by. We got one more stone hatch. Christ, we need way more hatches, don't we? All right, but we're on our way to hatch heaven, so we'll keep going. While all of this is going on, I'm doing a little bit of an expansion outwards. I want to scout as much around the map and find all of the vents we can find. Well, vents, geysers, whatever. You know what? We are going to cancel the rest of that sweeping. We've got everything we needed there. We're going to brick that up and we're going to start collecting water out of this. I really do want to start stockpiling water somewhere, because otherwise when this runs out, we will be in a lot of trouble. Even if it's 95C, still worth it. Up here, there's a... Ooh, yes, we've revealed it. There is a gold volcano. That is perfect. That is great. We can't use it just yet. We're going to need some plastic before we can tame that properly. But that's... Yes, that is useful. We're also working at Kraos. Ooh, magma volcano located. That's a very hot area. Hopefully that insulation held it in. Yes, it does. That's fine. Good to know that's over there. We're also scouting over this direction. Hopefully we can find a few more vents and geysers. I'd like to get water that wasn't coming out so hot, but if we don't, doesn't matter. We can hold it until we get oil. What's next out of our printing pod? Yeah, we'll just take the copper. I don't want anyone else. Calories are fine just now, but I want to have more hatches up and running. We need them desperately. Oh, and a quick modification I did up here. I set the priority on this to 2 for the automatic dispenser and 1 for the sweepy dock. It's just, if this is at level 5 or something like that, my dupes will start running around picking stuff up and throwing into it. I don't have this as a sweep only. It's the only downside of using this instead of a conveyor loader. But eventually the sweepy will get through all of that. They're a bit slow and they're a bit power consuming, so I'm not sure if I really want to get into these, but can't hurt for now, I suppose. Let's skip this forward a bit, shall we? Oh, next up, I'm going to put in all of the automation here to start automating the disposal of the evolution of our hatches. We're going to get all the ones that are not stone hatches. They're all going to end up down here. The stone hatches will get incubated. The non-stone hatches will get evolved. Yeah, we'll throw that in there. We'll throw in a bunch of water on top here and we should be good to go. Now that all the eggs are automated to go down there, eventually we'll throw in the water. I'm still exploring out on the map trying to find as many vents in the top half. Normally I would have went for... before we do that, yeah, I had to delete the pump that was down there. I forgot that this was 95C water and we don't have any gold amalgam that we can use to make pumps out of, so that's going to be inconvenient. We'll have to find some way to manage the water, but we're going to need steel. We're going to need steel before we can do anything here. Okay, we'll get rid of all of those. Exploration-wise, if we go over here and turn on the temperature overlay, we can get at least a decent idea of what I'm looking at. Ooh, we found something else over here. No, we didn't. We can't see it. We'll take it at one more chunk here. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out exactly where all of the vents and geysers are. So if we check around here, where's the other one? There was another one over here, though. Oh, that looks hot. Hopefully there's no volcano there. We're going to try and dig through in here. Otherwise, I can dig up from the bottom. And then down here, we've got another one, which I also want to have a look at. So, yeah, we'll have a look through here and see what we've got. Over here, I've managed to dig out a neural vacillator. Don't know who I'm going to assign to it yet. If you've got any suggestions who you'd like to see get vacillated, just let me know. I was thinking of putting in a researcher because, you know, well, the researcher usually does an awful lot of work. Why are you... Oh, I set that to be ranched or wrangled, and then I realized there's no way down there. Oops, my bad. Let's skip this forward a bit and see what else the world has in store for us. Well, the first thing up is that over here we finally dug this out, I believe. Yep, we got a cool steam vent, which, yep, we're going to need some cooling for that as well, but more water, which is great. That's the second piece of water we found on this map. And next up over here, yeah, we got to finish out this digging area so that we can see what's on this side. Or maybe we'll stop just about there because that looks like a volcano. Yep, that is definitely a volcano right there. You know what? Maybe we'll just dig under the abyssalite to about there and have a quick look. I'm looking at the edge there, and that to me looks like... I think that's a volcano. Yep, that's a volcano. Ah, damn it. I've got plenty of volcanoes already. Okay, so that's not a water source. Would have been nice. And I think we have one more left down here we want to have a look at. Ah, yes, this one. So let's have a quick look down here and see what else we've got lined up for our water potential. And my dupes did have to go through a little bit. Ooh, natural gas geyser. Free power. Okay. Okay, we can work with that. We'll worry about the rest of that later. For the time being, I've got too many pinch of pepper nuts. And I have just the cure for too many pinch of pepper nuts. I think we'll install it down here, maybe? Wait, no. Over here sounds like a better idea. Welcome to the tea station. Well, wait, outside of recreation room? Wait, what do I need for a recreation room? As far as I'm aware, the recreation room doesn't do anything as of yet. No industrial machinery, decor item, minimum size, 12 tiles. You know what? We'll stick in a decor item. Even though it gives us nothing, we might as well be nice. Is this a good use of power? No, this is definitely not a good use of power. But, you know, all of my dupes get tea now. And if you're wondering how it's a tea station, that's actually a mod. It changes the coffee station to a tea station. I'd prefer the thought of my dupes getting tea. Anyway, I'm going to finish filling up this evolution chamber. Okay, finally sorted. We no longer have to worry about that. Yep, all of the eggs that drop in here, whether they be stone hatchling eggs or regular hatchling eggs, will all end up down here. If any of them are stone hatchling eggs, they'll get carried over here to the incubators, assuming there's free space. We should be able to ramp up production quite substantially now. We're up to 8 stone hatches up here. We've got space for another 8 down here, and I think it's time we threw in a few more ranches just so that we're ready for the next batch. There we go. 3 new ranches up and running. Well, not quite up and running yet, but soon they will be. This one's going to be interesting. This one is in range of the pile of resources, so it should automatically be able to stock up this ranch without the need for duplicate interaction at all. I wanted to do this for all of them. I was trying to figure out where is one point where I could drop the resources where this one, and this one could all access it. Couldn't quite figure it out. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I think I'd already committed enough of my base design that I wasn't willing to go for it. And why are... Oh, I need to put in the backs of these ranches. That would be an idea, wouldn't it? Oh, and while all of that's going in, I should probably have a look at the planting prod. I'm pretty sure that's been going for a while. Oh, Paku. I would love to print out a bunch of Paku, but no. That's too easy. That's too easy. We'll just... anyone here who's worth keeping? You know, I don't like allergies. Yeah, especially with bristle blossoms running around. And unconstructive, no thank you. We'll just get rid of a lot of them. I think we're almost stable. The only thing we're missing now is oxygen. Oxygen is one of those things that we're a little bit... where is it? Rust. We have 79 tons of rust. It's the salt that's the big bottleneck, though. So 12.6 tons of salt. Okay, we do have a lot of oxygen tied up in those. That should be okay. The downside is it's releasing a bunch of chlorine everywhere. Nothing really much I can do about it, to be honest, but it is at least oxygenating the place. Let's see what else this map has in store for us, shall we? Just checking the footage there. I'm just about out of time, but there is a plan going on here. We're using this shearing station to shear every single Dreco we can find on the map, except for the one that was in there. I think there was an egg in... Yeah, that Dreco in there. That one can stay there. Yeah, we're just going to leave that one right alone. I found another Dreco over here in this area, which I went to a great deal of excavation to find. That one is also going to go down there, and that should give us enough reed fiber that we can start producing some Atmo suits. However, we are going to need to put together an oxygen production facility, and I was thinking we do a full Rodriguez, and we do it near here. We can do the cooling over here. Why not? It's got, where is it? There's an anti-entropy nullifier in here. If I'm checking, yeah, there's an anti-entropy nullifier in here. We can use that to provide a bit of cooling, and we only need enough oxygen for 8 dupes to start, so it'll be plenty big enough. Of course, all the water for it is going to come from over here, which we're going to have to desalinate, and we're going to need an awful lot of steel. For the steel, I'm thinking, yeah, we'll just dump the heat into our water supply. Not really too worried about dumping some more heat into this water. Reason being, we're slowly but surely migrating over to stone hatches. We have 10 stone hatches right now. We've got 2 over here, another 8 over there. And we are going to start rapidly filling up these remaining ranches, especially running 4 incubators, which we're paying the power costs for, I might point out. As for consumable ore coal-wise, we've got 66 tons, which is not great, to be honest, but it should keep going up and up as we add on more and more hatches. I think once we get the oxygen up, once we get our atmosuit docks, we're going to go straight down for oil. Now, the reason I haven't been dipping down below really too low on the base, is once you start dipping down for oil, we have, those magma channels on this map, and I'm worried that they might have breached the oil biome. Well, they may have, they may not have, I don't know. So I want to go straight down and then immediately explore the entire bottom of the map to make sure if there are any breaches, we can seal them up, or if any of these magma volcanoes are caused breaches somewhere, we can seal those up too. That's the plan. Anyway, I think this all went rather well today. I hope you enjoyed, and good luck.